All right, hey Craps Nation. This is Troy, point seven out. Um, as you guys know, I've been working on version 3.1 of the KPI and wanted to had or well, one of my design goals or redesign goals is to or was to help kind of simplify the displays. Before I had three displays that were by and large kind of identical, few minor changes, and it got kind of messy. And so what I wanted to do is create display one, which has the board on there and a couple of horizontal trackers, so you can quickly and easily just crop out if you want it up top or down below. Um, Going along with the horizontal, also wanted to do the on-off pucks, the virtual on-off pucks. That I used it for one live stream already, and I'm not sure if I like it, but they're there. You can use them. And then this is all the data that is used to create this board up here. The display two page has all that same data, but over here in a horizontal, it's in a different orientation to facilitate the role tracker for the role history in a vertical format. And putting those on the same page makes things a little bit messy, and it also creates a problem with cell height and cell width. So if you need, for some reason, let's say you got something in this row and it needs more room, you do that, and you can see here that it messes up with the display of the row history. So let's Control Z and undo that. But I've had a request to make sure to keep everything on the same page. So what I'm going to do is we're going to duplicate one of these pages. I'm going to duplicate display one, and then we're going to add the vertical roll tracker into it and rearrange things a little bit, uh, specifically for Arnell dice grinders and his LFC and the way he likes his layout. Well, we're going to make that happen. So we come here, click the menu, and we are going to duplicate. Copy of display one. Let's move that over here towards the end, and let's go ahead and rename it. Arnell's display. All right. So now we can play with this display, not worry about breaking anything on the other pages. And I don't think Arnell's going to be using these components here. So I'm just going to whack those completely. Let's go ahead and delete rows 20 through 24, and boom, gone. Um, Not sure if he's going to use the virtual thing, but since this is for LFC, Live Fantasy Craps, we don't know, everybody's going to be throwing different sets at different times. So we don't know if they're going to be primary or secondary or off axis. We don't really care. We just care about what the actual results are. So these are going to be in the way. So I'm going to leave those actually for now. And Arnell uses the main board, but he does not use these two trackers. So we are going to whack those. It, oh, come on. Be nice to me. We're going to delete those two rows. Actually, it's going to be three rows we're deleting. Delete rows 4 through 6. And we're going to delete rows 8 through whatever, 8 through 10. All right, now we have a nice clean, almost clean slate to start working with. um, let's see, what do we need to do here? I think I want to, I don't know if this is going to break anything or not. And this is something to be aware of. When you move things around in here, the formulas update. They're dynamic. Some of the formulas, some of them are very dynamic, and they will automatically update to reference new and different rows and cells. So let's see what happens if we cut this out and paste it in down below. See, we need 4 rows altogether. Let's start it right there. and it looks like it survived just fine. Nice. All right, so let's see. Go ahead and fix some row heights here. Not sure what the row height is supposed to be. Let's find out. There, we'll just go to resize row. It tells us we're at 36 pixels per row. So let's go back and fix that on our nails because you see we got row heights all over the place here. So we'll just come all the way down here, right click, resize rows, and we'll make it 36. You see that actually doesn't, that it kind of blew up the display board. No big deal. We're going to fix that real quick. These two rows here are merged together so that I can split the roll count over here. So we're going to resize that now, and we'll make that exactly half that height, 18. And there we go. We're good. All right. Now we've got a little bit of a mess over here. Let's go ahead and refill that with some magenta. That's what we use for the Chroma Key. And let's move these two dice out of the way. And we'll just stick them over here for the time being. And we'll get back to playing with those the dice display here in just a short time. Go ahead and fill that with magenta. And there we go. Now, we need to bring in our data in the other format. So let's go to display 2 and we'll grab that. And I think, I don't remember how, I think this is where we need to copy is this row here. Yes. And actually, let's just grab the whole mess. I think I can just copy and paste this. And again, when copying and pasting from here, we're using different formulas and different functions to bring the data to where we need it. This should survive a copy and paste. Go to cell AA1 and we'll control V to paste that in. And we are golden. Look at that. All right. Now, looking at our Nels display, let me see if I can bring that up real quick. Um, yeah. So here's just a quick glimpse of what Arnell is doing with his live fantasy craps. He's got the board at the bottom, and it seamlessly. Let's see, he's got the board at the bottom going full width. Then he's got his roll history going up, and he's got that crunched a little bit, and that's okay. There's no wrong way to do it. Um, I'm going to see if I can make that a little bit more compact for him. Hopefully he likes it. If not, he can always come back and, you can come back and make your changes, Arnell. No harm, no foul, as they say. All right. I got some junk over here. Hang on. What is this thing doing to me? Sorry, I'm on my other screen looking at something. All right. There we go. So now we want the vertical roll display. And so let's come back to display 2, and we're going to grab that vertical display and highlight those cells. Control C to copy, or you can right click and copy, either way. Come back to Arnell's display. Oh, wait, let's see. That starts right there. There was a problem. You can't perform a paste that partially intersects a merge. Okay, we are going to have to make some room for this then. I don't know what it's partially intersecting for a merge. Oh, there's a merge cell. All right, we should be good now. Let's try it again. Boom, there we go. All right, so there's the basics of doing that. Now let's see if we can't, I want to do something else. Like I said, I want to try something here to make it a little bit easier for Arnell. So what I'm going to do, and it might blow up a little bit, I want to cut, let's see, I want to try this. So select all that, we're going to cut it, Control X, and I think this needs to go possibly here. We'll find out. Nope, gotta go up one more cell. Yep, gotta do that all over again. Ooh, what happened there? I've got a weird line going through the middle of that cell, and I'm not sure why. Let's refresh that. All right, that looks better. So I do want to bump this up. So I'm trying to figure out a way to make this work, and I may not be able to. But let's grab the vertical roll tracker again, copy it, come back here to Arnell's display, and once again in column W, paste it in, and we are good. All right. Let's look at Arnell's display again. And this actually would work exactly the way I've got it right now. I'm just personally not 100% pleased with it. Um, it seems like there should be a more elegant way to do it than to have to chop everything up. But we're going to leave well enough alone. Arnell likes to display the box in the field. So let's grab those gauges. And those exist over here on display too. So there's the field and there's the box numbers. I don't think I've got to copy them one at a time. Copy chart, back to Arnell's, and paste. And grab the field, copy chart, back to Arnell, and paste. All right, we got our two gauges over here. And let's go ahead and we're going to edit those and make them transparent. Edit chart, customize, or I should say make the background magenta so that they can be made transparent. Okay, that looks good. We can even, so right now I got them stacked up nicely so that they will stay approximately, you can resize them together if you select them together. Those look good, and we can just set those right there. Now the other thing Arnell was doing a little bit differently than me is we can actually just cut these two cells. We'll cut that and put it in here. We'll cut that, Control X, put it over here. That didn't work too well. Let's do it a different way. And actually, how did Arnell have that set up? He's doing last roll. He's doing his total rolls up here at the top. We can do that. Let's grab that, and we're going to merge those cells. We'll merge those cells. And there we're going to do plus roll count, status.roll count. All right. Nope, need to merge those. There's that. Set our justification to center. Let's we'll come in here and we'll grab that copy. And then if we highlight those three cells, we could do a paste special and format only. That did not work the way I expected it to. And I'm not sure why. Unmerge that, unmerge that. Merge those two. We'll just have to do it again. So total roles, and we'll just have to do this one the hard way. Set our font size, get our background color, set a border, that looks halfway decent. Okay, I think that pretty much covers this. Let's fix our cell width over here and just make it look something a little more presentable. There we go. Move these gauges back out of the way. And he also had a component over here. I need to insert, let's see, insert one column to the left. Refill that with magenta. So a lot of this is literally just trial and error. And you just got to play with your options and see what you can do. So last roll. And there again, we'll set our fill, create a border, set our font, set the font size. That's a little bit big. There's that, and we can set our alignment. We go to Format, Alignment, and we'll make that middle as well as centered. There we go. I think that matches pretty close to what Arnello's got going on here. So he's got his total rolls up here, his vertical roll history, last roll there, and then his board. And then he can, when he brings this into OBS, just crop and take care of that on to fit into what he's working on. All right. So I think I'm happy with that. Now let's take a look at these dice and see what we can do there. Let's change the fill on that to make that transparent. And we don't have to do that, and we can use those exactly as is. And here's where the problem comes, is that in order to change the size of these dice, we have to do one of two things. One, we can merge these cells And you see that makes the die face nice and large. In fact, that might just be what we need to do. So it makes the dice nice and large, easy to display on the screen. The other way we can do that is to adjust the column width or the row height. The problem with adjusting the row height is that we would then mess up this tracker, the vertical roll history. If we adjust the column width, then we're going to mess up down here. And so it's one thing to be aware of as you're customizing the layouts, the display layout to suit your needs, is that it might yield unexpected, make a change over here and that might yield unexpected results elsewhere. All right. So I'm going to leave those alone. And then, like I said, if you merge those cells, that'll make the dice display larger. Get them, unfortunately, there's no easy way to get some physical separation and resize them at the same time. But I'm going to go ahead and merge those for now. And we'll just leave that. And if Arnell wants to come back and remove those merges, if you want to use this display yourself, you just take and highlight one of those, click the merge, and it will separate them. So not too bad. All right. Something else Arnell has been missing from his LFC that I personally would like to see once in a while, and this will make it easier for him to display that, and he can change this as he wishes, but is to get the um, chart in there. So we will copy that chart, come back over to Arnell's display, and let's go ahead and paste it in. And Arnell, you don't have to use this. I'm just throwing it into this display as a demonstration mostly. And we will go from there and do what you want to do. So we can do that. We can resize that, do whatever it is we want to do. If we want to make that chart transparent or change the background color, you just edit chart, customize chart style, background color. If you want to make it a transparency, which usually doesn't show up very well when you have a table or something, a lot of stuff in the background. We can make it white, which I'm not a fan of, but that's, everybody's got their own preferences. All right. Anyways, there is Arnell's display, and hopefully that treats him well. So if you do come in and customize the displays and you want to combine the horizontal and the vertical assets, just be aware that your your row height and column width will have adverse effects on other components. So once you have your grid set up the way you want it, just leave it as is and try not to do too much with it. Now you can compact this a little bit. So you can see, we're pretty wide here, and that is mostly to accommodate the fire bat emoji over here, which is pretty full, but it looks like we can gain a little bit more there. So let's show you how that works. So we go to B, let's scroll down, try that again. Oh, that did that. We need to go from B to T. Let's try that with, it keeps scrolling on me. So then right click, resize columns B through T. We're at 70 right now. Let's see what happens if we knock 5 pixels off there. Hit OK. And that made that still perfectly usable, made it a little bit more compact. And that's another way that you can play with these things. And then let's say that the center section here, you just got a little bit too narrow and you want it more so you can get wider messages in there. Not a problem. You select those 4 columns and we will resize those. And let's say we want to make this area super wide, and we can take that from, instead of decreasing it by 5, increase it by 5. So let's go to 75 there. And now that's nice and wide, so you can get longer shooter names if that's the thing. If you customize the messages that pop up and you want to get a little bit more space in there, that's the way you do it. You can also do that by reducing the font size a little bit. So it's 18, we drop that down to 16. And that makes the font a little bit smaller, which means you can cram more letters into that space. All right, that's all I have for now. If you guys, anybody watching this, if you have ideas for a layout that you would like to see and you're not sure how to get, drop a note in the comments. Find me on Skype. I'm more than happy to help out. This is the kind of stuff that I really enjoy doing. Um, you know, not a lot of people do, but I like working puzzles and solving problems. And it's, for me, that's fun and entertainment. So, all right, take care and enjoy using the KPI.